Shedeur Sanders shares excitement following latest Browns addition. Shedeur Sanders is thrilled to get one of his favorite targets back in practice. Shedeur Sanders may be one of the only third-string quarterbacks in the NFL who regularly speaks with the media. That was to be expected by Cleveland Browns fans given the high-profile nature of his entire career and life in general up to this point. While Sanders and his supporters are still waiting to see him play in a regular season game, the young signal caller is keeping busy every single week with an important job in practice: running the scout team. This unit is filled with plenty of practice squad players, including some who earned their jobs in the preseason with spectacular plays. Gage Larvadain was a fan favorite this summer and just recently rejoined Sanders on scout team as a practice squad addition. But the good vibes don't stop there, as mentor, Ohio's own Luke Floria was added to the unit today after a stellar preseason. The only thing that could slow him down, literally, was a hamstring injury that ruined his shot at making the initial roster. Sanders now has two of his favorite targets back on the practice squad and expressed his excitement about it to Cleveland.com's Mary Kay Cabot. The young quarterback said, "We're ready," when talking about his scout team targets. This enthusiasm is great to see from Sanders as he awaits his turn as an NFL starting quarterback. And given the way the offense has operated so far this season, it's not an impossibility that he does get a start in 2025. For now, he will mimic the opposing team on scout team with two young targets to build chemistry with. Floria is especially exciting due to his local ties. He is a Mentor High School alum and built up his reputation at Kent State, where his play ultimately earned him a shot with the Browns. Fans should remember the rookie's amazing one-handed catch in the preseason, which came courtesy of a perfect throw from Sanders on the road in Carolina. It would be incredibly easy, and arguably understandable, for Sanders to avoid speaking with the media at all given his current status on the roster. Instead, he is making the best of it and putting in time with players he may lean on in the future if he does end up starting for the Browns. And if he doesn't end up starting for the Browns? The experience of running a proper offense under Kevin Stefanski on a daily basis won't hurt in the slightest. The buzz in Cleveland has rarely been this electric. Browns fans, long accustomed to heartbreak, sudden roster shakeups, and the eternal search for a franchise quarterback, are starting to see a new story unfold. At the heart of this story is Shedeur Sanders, the rookie quarterback who has quickly become one of the most talked-about figures in the NFL. But what makes this chapter even more compelling is the Browns' latest addition, a signing that has Shedeur grinning ear to ear and openly sharing his excitement. This wasn't just another transaction, not one of those quiet free agent signings that gets a 2-second mention on sports tickers. No, this move signaled intent. The Browns brought in a playmaker who has the potential to reshape their offense, someone whose presence on the field could unlock Sanders' full potential as a quarterback. Shedeur's transition to Cleveland. When Shedeur Sanders was drafted, the spotlight was inevitable. He wasn't just another college star making the leap. He was the son of Dion Sanders, NFL legend and cultural icon. Expectations, criticisms, and comparisons were all baked into the deal the moment his name was called. Some questioned whether he was ready, others argued that his father's guidance would be both a blessing and a burden. Shedeur, though, embraced the challenge. He carried himself with poise during his first practices, showing not just skill, but leadership, the kind that teammates noticed immediately. The Browns, hungry for stability at the quarterback position, found themselves with a young leader who didn't flinch under pressure. But even the most talented quarterbacks need the right weapons around them. That's where the Browns' latest addition comes in. The addition that changes the game. The Browns recently signed a dynamic offensive weapon, whether it's a wide receiver with breakaway speed, a tight end with hands of glue, or a bruising running back capable of breaking tackles. This addition gives Shedeur something every young quarterback craves: a reliable ally. For Sanders, this wasn't just about personnel, it was about possibility. In interviews, he couldn't contain his enthusiasm. He spoke about how the new teammate's presence would stretch defenses, open up passing lanes, and allow him to take chances without forcing throws. "You can feel the difference already," Shedeur said, flashing that confident smile reporters have become familiar with. "This is the kind of piece that elevates everybody. It's not just about me, it's about the whole offense believing that we can dominate." Chemistry in the making. One of the most underrated aspects of any quarterback's success is chemistry. The best duos in NFL history weren't just talented, they were connected. Think Peyton Manning and Marvin Harrison, Tom Brady and Rob Gronkowski, Joe Montana and Jerry Rice. Shedeur seems to understand that perfectly. Since the signing, he has reportedly been spending extra hours building rapport with his new teammate. From private throwing sessions after practice to late-night film study, he's showing the kind of commitment that separates good quarterbacks from great ones. "We've already started working on timing," Shedeur revealed. "It's about trust. I want to know exactly where he'll be, and he wants to know the ball will be there every time. That's the bond we're building." Browns fans dare to dream. For years, Browns fans have sat through draft busts, coaching carousel after coaching carousel, and glimpses of hope that often turned into disappointment. But now they're daring to dream again. Shedeur's excitement has become contagious. Social media lit up after his comments about the new addition. Browns fans flooded timelines with optimism, highlighting how rare it is to see a rookie quarterback not only confident, but also energized by the pieces around him. Some fans drew parallels to other young quarterbacks who flourished when their franchises surrounded them with the right talent. Josh Allen exploded once the Bills acquired Stephon Diggs. Jalen Hurts leveled up when the Eagles added A.J. Brown. Could this Browns addition be Shedeur Sanders' version of that breakthrough partnership? Coach's vision. Of course, behind every personnel move lies a vision. The Browns coaching staff knew exactly what they were doing with this signing. They weren't just acquiring a talented player, they were investing in Shedeur's development. Head coach Kevin Stefanski emphasized that point in his press conference. "Look, Shedeur has the tools to succeed. But great quarterbacks become even greater when they're surrounded by players who complement their strengths. This signing wasn't about filling a gap, it was about elevating our entire offense and giving Shedeur the confidence to be himself out there." Dion's perspective. You can't talk about Shedeur without wondering what his father, Dion Sanders, thinks. Coach Prime, as he's known at Colorado, has always been fiercely protective of his son's career path. He's celebrated Shedeur's victories and defended him from critics.